we go then, and we're off for the formation lap here at Silverstone, dubbed the home of British motor racing. Now, while the layout of this circuit has changed on numerous occasions, the spirit of the track that hosted the very first Formula 1 World Championship Grand Prix still very much prevails. As the cars come back to the grid to line up for the start of the race, each driver will be wanting to get the best start they possibly can. And they'll be hoping to finish today's race on the podium, failing that within the points.
Managed to finish 81% of his races on the podium in 2021. Still though, Schumacher holds the record for the highest percentage in 2002. Schumacher finished on the podium in every race he participated, mainly on the 777. For 2022, the FIA announced that the cars would now be rolling on 18-inch wheels, far larger than the 13-inch wheels used prior.
Five lights on, five lights off, LFG, away we go for the new season of Friday Night Lights here at Formula West Leagues. We didn't have a formation lap proper, so we couldn't have an actual introduction to the race, but we are racing already. Sketchy Bull is well and away into this new season. Started on pole, he leads us away down into the Wellington Straight, followed closely by Revokes, NXR Gifted, Victor Chouse, the G-Spot, and our new entry to Ball. He's looking to upset Sketchy Bull's Apple Cart. I can't hear anything in my headphones. I don't know if anything is working right now. Is anything working right now? Everything is so glitchy. I can't hear anything. Well, at least my audio is working. There doesn't seem to be any game audio. I can't hear anything. I could hear it a couple of seconds ago, but now I can't hear it anymore. We'll have to get back to that here in a second as we watch Revokes and NXR Gifted battling down here into Cops Corner. Nothing happening there. I'm joined tonight by Massive Noogies. I don't know if he's glitched out. I don't know if anybody can hear me, if they can hear Massive. Massive, are you there? Can you hear any game noise? Is your game noise gone too? That's incredible. So I can't hear a single thing that is happening on the track. Not that it would be anything other than just vroom vroom sounds. Although it is slightly disconcerting. Oh, we have some activity back here between Garbaggio and Novocaine. Novocaine just smashes Garbaggio off the track. Garbaggio not happy about it. They're coming down here to the final corners. Novocaine is passed by Ritalin. As we go into the final corner, I guess that would be, I don't know what it is, turn 20, 21, 38, who knows. But leading off lap one is Sketchable, followed by Revokes, NXR Gifted, Victor Chouse, and the G-Spot. Massive, why don't you do some talking here while I look in to see, oh my god, looks like we have a lot of hot action down here. People are bumping all over the place. Massive, tell us what's going on while I try to fix my volume. They can't hear you. Massive, they said your audio is not available right now, or it doesn't say they can't hear you. Why can I not hear anything? This is just ridiculous.
Okay, I think I just fixed it.
Okay, now I think I just fixed my problem too. People in the chat, let us know if you can hear me. I got engine noise back. I can hear again.
What chat are you looking at to find this out?
I'm looking at the Formula West League's Twitch stream, the live stream.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so we got the people up there letting us know what's going on. We have a battle up here at the front. We're going to have to go look at this immediately. NXR Gifted and Revokes side by side through Kopp's corner, and they both go wide through Kopp's, trying to do a Hamilton Verstappen, but they fail miserably. Neither one of them are dead, when at least one of them should ended up dead, if not both of them. We have a lot of hot racing action so far here as we work through our technical problems here on the first race of Formula 123 and Friday Night Lights. Victor Chaus goes past Revokes, goes around the outside. So he's made the move into second. Sketchable pulling away. Happy to see everyone behind him fighting around the world. This is going to allow him to pull away. So we need to get the spectator menu pulled up. And oh no, and Novocaine has gone wide. He's gone very wide. He's in the grass. Oh my God, so many things are happening here. I've forgotten to turn on telemetry and lap data and the track map. Let's get that stuff turned on. Let's see what kind of tires we're on up here. Detail. Who's on what tires? So our top 4 runners are on the Horde tire, 5, 6, and 7 on the mediums. A lot of Horde tires out there. People liking the option. Personally, I think it's smarter to go with the medium tire. What's your feeling on that, Massive?
I think you're right. With F123,
Massive, are you there? You've disappeared. Jesus wept. Looks like we've lost Massive. So for right now, it's just me, DonutPuncher 272, joining you live, as always, late on a Friday night here on the East Coast. I've made it home in time for this race. I can't believe I'm here. I'm fighting off, oh boy, I'm fighting off a lot of tiredness right now, the way the Wannabe is fighting off Novocaine through Kopp's. Novocaine just pushing Wannabe all over the track, not giving him any respite here. Wannabe goes off the track, gets himself a 3-second penalty. That is a bad time to get a penalty. And by that I mean one in lap 4. He has no DRS, while the guys behind him, Novocaine and Garbaggio, both have the DRS. They both get through. Wannabe now in 11th place, looking to fight back on the outside against Garbaggio. Not going to happen. Looking to go down the inside. Not going to happen. So we've got a lot of activity down here in the midfield. Let's get back up to the front here. Revokes and Victor Chaus have fought enough to the point where they are now out of DRS range of Sketchable. These two have got to work together if they want to win this race. They're fighting right now, and it's not going to do either one of them any good. So we've got a little human centipede action here between our front. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 5 or 6 cars here with Ritalin. Big ass gap down here in 7th. So everybody fighting up here. Revokes and Victor Chaus again fighting. What they need to be doing is working using that DRS, pulling each other along to get closer to Sketchable. We do not want to let him run away and hide. I wonder what the safety car settings are on for this race. I can't stop talking right now. Where's my partner, Massive? Oh. Yes, we can hear you. Absolutely. I don't know if they can hear you. Chat, let me know if you can hear Massive. I can hear him. Can you hear him? Massive, they say they can't hear you. I don't know. I don't know. We're in the party together. My little checkbox is checked. And there's so much hot racing action. I can't be wasting all my time talking to your bitch ass. We got Revokes, Victor Chaus, and NXR Gifted flying around the world with the Schmurs following closely behind, and the G-Spot. They're on the medium tire. They're ready to pounce. They need to pounce. Well, Incan Raptor, our good friend, is in the chat saying that he cannot hear you as Victor Chaus goes down the inside of Revokes, isn't waiting for Kopp's. He's getting the move done now. What an impressive move there. Coming out of left field by Victor Chaus. Revokes down into 3rd. Again, Revokes is probably going to get past here on the DRS straight. They have got to work together. I wish the race engineer could get into their ear. Incan Raptor says you're not there, Massive. Are you here now? Ink and Raptor, Massive says he's here, and he's been here the whole damn time. If you can't hear him, then to hell with you. That's what Massive said. This is a damn shame that you aren't here, Massive, because we have so much action right now as the wannabe passes Novocaine. What? These two are wiggling around. It looks like they're actually glitching out the way they're moving around the track right now, but I don't think they are glitching. I think they're just going crazy, driving side by side, pushing each other around the track. This reminds me of the Stroll-Gasly battle from this past weekend, when Stroll punted Gasly off the track and broke his what would you call that, the rear suspension. Ink and Raptor with the Gunther Steiner emoji. I don't know if that means he can hear you or not, Massive. Ink and Raptor not helping us out right now. Victor Chaus following closely behind Revokes. They're now 2 seconds behind. These two have got to get it through their head. They have got to work together. Massive, people just don't understand that, do they? I think that you could probably say the same thing last night for you and Old Spicy. And that is exactly what's happening. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. Sketchable is just walking away right now. He's a couple of tenths per lap, extending that lead as Victor Chaus and Revokes are all fighting tooth and nail right here. He's moved himself up into 3rd position, followed closely by Revokes, followed closely by the G-Spot, followed closely by NXR Gifted. And again, Sketchable pulls another couple of tenths on that lap, happily driving off into the distance, Max Verstappen style. Ink and Raptor, if you're out there, can you tell us, can you hear Massive? Can you give us a definitive answer and not a Gunther Steiner emoji? As much as I do like it. It doesn't help anyone, but it is fun. I don't have you muted. All right, 1 second. All right, so Massive Noogies has left the party. Our technical problems continue. Just woes everywhere. We're 8 laps into to a 26-lap race. All my cats are fighting each other right now. Maybe you can hear it in the background. Sebas and Jasper are about to throw down. Hey, you two assholes. Shut the fuck up. Hold on a second, I'm about to throw some things at my... What a ridiculous night this is becoming. Well, I've successfully prevented my cats from killing each other, but what I have not been able to successfully prevent is these 5 guys behind Sketchable fighting, as he is now 2.8 seconds ahead. Fighting with Victor Chaus. My God, they're fighting through Maggots and Beckett's now. Guys are not helping each other out here. The G-Spot, Revokes, NXR Gifted, they're swapping positions like spit, but it's not doing any good. Sketchable is just driving off into the distance. Massive is dead. Massive is dead. He's gone forever. It's just me now. Everybody up here following very closely behind each other. Nice little human centipede action. Oh, no, Revokes is off. Revokes is off. Revokes is dead. So he's off the track. He's going to have to go into the pits here. It's a good time to be going off the track. If you want to go off anywhere, right into the pits is the place to go. But he's not going in. He's on those hard tires. He can't go in right now. Oh, he's got a ton of grass on those tires. He is not going to enjoy this next half lap. He is going to struggle mightily. And now Massive says on the chat he wants another party invite. Should we invite him, chat? Yes, we'll invite him. We're trying to watch some hot racing action, but we'll go invite fucking Massive. God damn it, Massive. You son of a bitch. Massive. Invite to a party. Invite sent. All right, let's get back to this hot racing action. We'll see if Massive joins the party. I'm getting a little sweaty right now. Very hot under the collar. Massive has joined the party. Let's make sure. All right, Massive. Let me see if I got. Yep, my party audio was checked. Everything is good on my end. Can we hear Massive? Yes, we can hear Massive. Incan Raptor says yes. Massive, you are back. Maybe that was the problem. Are you on board right? Who are you on board right now with? Because I'm on board with Victor Chaus as he looks to make the move down the inside of the Schmerzer as they continue to fall further and further behind Sketchable. They just not understanding how this works. As the Schmerzer, he goes to the pits. He's looking to make the undercut. He wants to be on his own in this race. He wants some fresh, clean air. NXR gifted. He is now out of DRS range, so now we have just the G-Spot and Victor Chaus riding around together. Schmerz is still in this pit. God, it's such a long pit lane here. Takes forever to get back into the race. Massive, I hope you're ready for Baked Goods chats coming up here in a little while, because I have so many things to talk about. I'm like Mr. Rogers this week.
I don't even know if I should be lending my voice here if no one's hearing it.
Looks, yeah, Massive says, or Incan says he can't hear you anymore.
Oh, shit. Yeah. It says, include your audio in broadcast, ? And there's a little box that has a check in it. Well, I haven't changed a damn thing.
Thank you, Incan. Thank you, Incan, for that. Thank you for jumping on the party and telling Massive how to use technology. Massive, next time, well, I'll tell you, there won't be a next time, Massive. No. There won't be a next time. Let's get it together over here, babe. As we're watching on board, we're on board with the newbie, Ryan Huracan. Passes the wannabe on those old soft tires. Massive, he's making them work. He's 10 laps into those soft tires, still passing people as he dives into the pits. So he fucked around with wannabe there, then just passed him for no reason really, then dives into the pits. NXR gifted, he's gone to the pits, and he started out on the the hard tire, Massive. He's gonna go 14 laps on the medium tire. NXR gifted, taking the gamble. That's a bit of a gamble, I think.
I'm just now catching up with the tire strats here. Several penalties.
Yeah, a lot of penalties up there.
On the softs.
That's right. As I said, somebody else was on the softs there before they just pitted. Who was that? I've already forgot. Oh, it was the Hurricane. Ryan. He's now onto the medium tires. He's got a long-ass stint on those medium tires. So does NXR Gifted down there in 14th place. Comes out 3.5 seconds behind the Schmerz. So that undercut from the Schmerz worked really, really well. He gets himself well in front of NXR Gifted. So he's doing well right now. Let's take a look up here at the G-Spot, closely following behind Victor Chaus. Not going to make the move. He's on those old-ass medium tires. He needs to come in and get some fresh hordes here pretty soon. If not, maybe he's gonna make him last and go for the softs there at the end. I'm not sure that's the wise thing to do. But Massive, now that you're here and everyone can actually hear you, what is up?
I don't even know where to start.
I know. I don't know what anyone has heard you say tonight.
No, I feel like every time I start talking, it's like, hey guys, glad to be with you. Oh, my eyes are just looking at these penalties. 8 folks with penalties attached to their names. Evasi with 8 whole seconds penalties in dead last. I would not be surprised if he left this race early.
Yeah, maybe he's already left the race, in fact.
That's true.
Massive. We got Scarthers here on the first-time chat. He says you're very quiet. Maybe you need to speak up.
Yeah, I can't win. I think it's the PC thing. I never had these issues with Xbox.
Yeah, maybe you should. So you haven't bought the game on Xbox, obviously. You've bought it on the PC. I was gonna say maybe you should just use your Xbox to do streaming and commentating, but that would be a waste of $60.
Yeah, I'll wait till it goes on Game Pass, which will be this time next year.
They are rat bastards, aren't they, over there at EA?
Every time I think I'm seeing a battle, somebody dies in the pit.
Yeah. So we are in Gap City right now. We really don't have too many close battles on the track. Revokes is now behind number 4. That's because Revokes found himself off the track there a little while ago. We did see that. So Revokes was trying to make his way back up there. He's on those Horde tires. He almost certainly is going to be going long now at this point and maybe putting some softs on at the end, trying to make up for that massive mistake he made there after the hanger straight. Massive, what did you make of the British Grand Prix in real life?
Honest answer, it wasn't bad, but
Yeah.
I did fall asleep there for a while. I was just too tired. Not a whole lot going on. It wasn't the worst race, but it wasn't the most exciting.
I would agree with that. You know, the one thing I would say is much like when Hamilton passed Leclerc and Perez last year, this year when Norris passed Verstappen at the start, the crowd at Silverstone is, I don't know what it is, but it's so much louder than every other racetrack. Like, it's the only track where the crowd comes across on TV. You know what I mean?
Or they had those mics strategically placed.
But why only there?
The home of Formula 1, baby.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I don't know who determined it would become the home of Formula 1. I mean, I know all the teams are based there, but, you know, if that's the home of Formula 1, then why the fuck are we going to Monaco every year?
I don't have a good answer for that question, but I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it. I just know that we have one race a year that's going to suck. But if it's wet, if it's a wet to dry or dry to wet, then it could be okay. But I guess it has been okay in recent years. But still, nothing like what we have here on Friday Night Lights in Formula West leagues. You know, we didn't have a formation lap like we properly do, or like we used to, a proper formation lap. So I didn't get to do an intro. But this is the intro or the first race of the season here on Formula 123, out with Formula 122. One of the worst video games of all time. In with F123. I think everyone's experience so far, if you can get past all the glitches and the bugs, it's probably a better game than it was last year. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, I'd say that last title probably sits firmly beside Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure for the Nintendo as one of the worst of all time.
I never played that game. I can't even imagine what that game was like.
Oh, you didn't miss anything.
Well, I'm sure that's true. So we have a little bit of action here. So Sketchable has now come into the pit. He's put on those fresh medium tires to go to the end of the race, but he is going to be behind at least 2 cars. He's going to be behind 4 cars now. He might even be behind 6 cars when he finally comes out of the pits. And maybe, just maybe, some people will be all up in his business, block him a little bit, and prevent him from walking the rest of this race. So here we go. Tabal passes Sketchy as he comes out of the pits, gives him no quarter. They come very close to wrecking each other, a la Hamilton Verstappen, Monza 2021. But they survive together. Sketchable on the ass of NXR Gifted now. And Tabal, yep, so NXR Gifted is been passed by Sketchable, dispatched very quickly. Tabal is next on the list for Sketchable, and I seriously doubt it's going to take very long. Tabal on those used up Horde tires. Is he going to do this going down into Cops, or is he going to wait? Is he going to be impetuous like Verstappen? He is, no boy, I don't know if he pushed the ball a little bit out of the way, but whether he did or not is neither here nor there. He is through. So Tabal, now Tabal and NXR Gifted are fighting each other in the wrong place on the track. That is not where you fight, boys. Either way, they both made it through. NXR Gifted survives, and he survives with the DRS on Sketchable, but he's got 4 lap older tires, so he is going to be falling back here very shortly unless he can hang on to this DRS. Number 4 is in the pits. Revokes is in the pits. The G-Spot goes on. The G-Spot, 16 lap old medium tires. What a stint!
He's waiting for that safety car.
He is waiting for that safety car. He's trying to pull a Lewis Hamilton. Team LH in full force here, rooting on the G-Spot. Victor Chaus in the lead of the race now that Sketchy has foregone it. I wonder if we'll have a Max Verstappen-like season of dominance here from Sketchable. So far, so good. He is now stuck behind the Wannabe, but I can't imagine he'll be stuck for very long. Actually, he's going to be stuck behind Novocaine as Novocaine and the Wannabe switch places, coming down into Brooklands and Luffield and all these other places. As you know, Massive, this was a World War II airfield. I don't need to tell you that. I know you're up to your history, or up on your history.
Oh yeah, I was there.
Obviously. You know who was there actually were my grandpa and grandma, both deceased as of now, but my dad being from England. My grandparents, of course, that would make them both from England as well. My grandpa was a prisoner of war in Italy during World War II, and my grandma used to count the airplanes as they left the airfield, and then she would count them on the way back to see how many people had died. Crazy stuff. If not for those pesky Brits, Massive, everyone in Europe would be speaking German. You know what I'm saying?
This is not up for debate.
Not up for debate. Actually, I guess one thing you could say, if not for the help of the Russians. The Russians were a big part of that. Big, big part of that. But as I've been waffling on about World War II and my own personal family history, we've had an incredible battle between Sketchable, Wannabe, and Novocaine. Sketchable is trying desperately to get through here. He's getting held up, and this is exactly what Victor Chaus needed. Oh, Sketchable is off the track. He is sideways, almost completely sideways, as he is fighting off the sectional advances now of Novocaine on those 17-lap-old tires, and NXR Gifted. NXR Gifted is passing Novocaine, so now he is going to be the one chasing down Sketchable, as Sketchable is trying to fight Wannabe around the outside. Is he going to be able to hold it? He does hold it! So going down into Cups are going to be side by side. Who has got the legs here in this drag race? It looks like it's going to be Sketchable. We're going to have to go on board with Sketchable. Oh my god, they go side by side through Cups with Wannabe. Sketchable makes it through. That's an incredible move by Sketchable. Oh, Massive, did you see that?
I did. Danger. Lots of danger.
That was really something. But Sketchable's red light of fear is flashing as NXR Gifted is right behind him. NXR has got 25% ERS. He's not going to use it. He just wants to hang with Sketchable right now. He knows that Sketchable has that tire limit, or that tire advantage. He's going to come back at him if he eventually does pass him. So he's going to hang on for right now. Sketchable fighting like mad, trying to hang on to that lead. Victor Chow staying out for another lap. Massive, what is he doing? He's obviously going on the softs, isn't he?
Well, 20-second gap. And the delta here is probably 25?
That's information we have at our fingertips, Massive. We just haven't gone through the effort to get it.
Those sons of bitches.
25 does sound right. It is a long-ass pit lane, isn't it? God, it's awful.
Yeah, these guys, I think they've been racing with Sketchable enough to know. You leave the littlest gap, he's going to go for it. He's not going to hang back.
He absolutely is.
You miss that apex just a little bit. He's there.
He's a spiky little son of a gun, isn't he?
It's a nice way of putting it. He's gone. He's already closed that gap to the victor by 2 seconds in a span of less than a lap.
We have Revokes now in the Hurricane trying to go side by side through Cops. Revokes pulls the Oak-Cube, goes around Hurricane as they come into Maggins and Beckett's. He has made the move. Incredible move there by Revokes. But he's on those new soft tires and he's making them work to good effect. As now he's going to go chase down the Schnurr, but he's 7 seconds behind. Might not have enough time before those soft tires die. The G-Spot, he's got 1 lap old soft tires. He's only a second and a half behind the Wannabe, who has still not pit. Victor Chouse, massive, didn't pit. He is going down the Wellington straight right now, 16 seconds ahead of Sketchable. You have to imagine he is near puncture town, right? I mean, he is pulling into the station.
Those hards, I mean, why not just finish the race? I'd say fuck it, just keep going.
You know what? I like that idea. And to hell with what the FIA says. If they say that you have to use both compounds or 2 compounds, just take them to court. Who says you have to use 2 compounds?
Yeah.
Take them to the court for arbitration of sport, you know, with CAS. Those bastards up there in...
Maybe the FIA will see it and be like, holy shit, these tires are pretty fucking good.
Yeah. You never know what Michael Massey will do. Just get on the blower and ask him to change the rules for you in the middle of the race. You never know what could happen.
So Sketchable is catching Victor Chouse at, geez, it's got to be 3 seconds a lap.
He is. I thought you were going to use the Croftyism, catching him at a rate of knots. He is now 14 seconds behind. Victor Chouse is going to have to go into the pits here. Comes around the final corner, does not go into the pits. Massive. What in the hell is he doing? I mean, it was one thing to extend the stint to get himself onto the softs. It's another thing to do this. Maybe rain is in the air. Perhaps there's something about the forecast that we don't know.
I mean, even if there were a safety car at this point, I highly doubt Sketchable would even go in.
He wouldn't go in, but I think the delta would be enough that Victor Chouse would be able to maintain the lead, but that's only going to be the case for a couple more corners as Sketchable is just eating into this lead on every single corner of Victor Chouse. There's no NFTs that are going to be able to save Victor Chouse now. So we have some fighting down here in the midfield. We got Revokes, Hurricane, Ritalin, and the Step Hen all fighting it out here for some points. Pac-Man, H.E. Pennypacker down here in 12th. He's wanting to fight for some points as well. Number 4, she's not having the kind of race she wants to open the season with. Let's see what happens at the final couple final laps here for the beautiful and stunning and brave Frenchwoman, as the Step Hen has now made his way past Ritalin. So these guys are fighting back here for position, but what we really want to watch here is Victor Chouse at the front of the field. When is he going to get that puncture coming through Stowe? And he does not go into the pits again. Oh, Massive, I think it started raining. I think I just saw rain start, Massive. Oh, Massive.
He didn't go in?
If it has actually started raining, we have 5 laps left. We haven't had baked goods talk yet. Massive, I think it's raining. It is raining. Massive, it's raining. Victor Chouse has done it. He's pulled a master stroke here. If he can make it these final 2 sectors, he will be able to get into the pits, get on those fresh intermediate tires. He's going to win this race.
Do you think the end of this lap is the time to go? Do you think there's another lap on Slick's left?
I think there would be another lap on Slick's left. I just don't think Victor Chouse has the option to go that extra lap. There's no way his tires can hold on for another lap.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if we get that DRS inactive symbol, and that's when you really know it's time to go into the pits. I wonder what Michael Massey's going to do in that race director box right now. Is he going to flip the switch, turn the DRS off, and let everyone know?
He's got
I'm on board now with Victor Chouse. And he has a Massive. I cannot believe he does not have a puncture.
Tire management. He's just the king out here.
Massive, we're in the first race of the season, and we might have already seen the best stint of the season.
Yeah, I think after this one, we'll just call it quits.
Yeah, we're watching. I'm sure you're on board with him too. We're watching Victor Chouse as he goes around Stowe. What is it going to be here? Is he going into the pits? He does go into the pits, and you would have to imagine he's going for those intermediate tires.
Sketchable doesn't go in.
So Sketchy doesn't go in. Oh, what a race we have here. We have changeable conditions at the end of the British Grand Prix. We don't have enough time for baked goods talk tonight, Massive. but we're going to have to shelve it until next week or the week after. Actually, I won't even be here next week. We're going to have to squeeze baked goods talk and a bunch of hot racing action in these final 4 laps. It's raining right now, so let's see. Victor Chouse comes out of the pits. He is in 4th place right now. Everyone behind him is not going in, so it is not time yet. So Wannabe's going to come by. Schmurz is going to come by. Why did the Wannabe Massive not go in the pits? He's on 22 lap old hards. He's done an even better stint than Victor Chouse.
Let's see here for a second. Is anybody on any way? Oh yeah, we've got a few guys out there on some inters.
Yeah, those back markers, they took the chance. There was nothing for them to lose to get those intermediate tires on immediately. But the DRS inactive has still not come on yet, so you have to imagine that dry tires are still the way to go. Sketchable leads this race on the medium tires. He's got a 5.5 second gap on NXR Gifted, the G-Spot. In 3rd place right now on the podium on those soft tires, chasing down NXR Gifted. And if we stay dry tires till the end of this race, the G-Spot's going to come away with a 2nd place.
Keeping my eye on Sketchable to see, does he go in? He does not.
No. So Massive, I think we know the answer right now. We were 2 laps away at least from the dry tires going over to wet, but NXR Gifted has gone in, so now people are really starting to gamble. The DRS has not been deactivated, so we know it's not really time. I think the lap times were good. It looked like the traction was still pretty good out there, but everyone's taking the risk now. They're just going to go in the pits and get those intermediate tires and see what they can do with them. Sketchable might just stay out for the rest of this race and tiptoe himself around.
High number is out. He's still in.
She's had enough.
He's just disconnected, it looks like.
So the G-Spot now is in 2nd place. He's in 3rd place, the final podium spot, followed by his teammate, the Wannabe. The Wannabe on 23 lap-old Horde tires. Not sure what his plan is, but he needs to make a move real soon. He is struggling mightily out there, too. You can tell the rain is starting to affect these guys, and it's really going to affect you if you have 23 lap-old tires on. Victor Chouse is about to make the move on Revoke, so Victor Chouse on the intermediate tires doesn't have a bit more purchase right now than the new soft tire. Actually, it's an old soft tire for Revokes, so he's at a disadvantage either way, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty easy move here for Victor Chouse. Coming down into the cops, side by side, Victor Chouse wins the drag race well past Revokes. That was easy, so it looks like, oh, Massive. You can see the track is wet as hell now. The rain is coming down. The wet tire is the right tire.
Oh, Sketchy goes in.
So Sketchy has gone in. So now we're going to see, has Victor Chouse made up enough time through the undercut that he's going to be able to pass Sketchable? I don't think he has. So Sketchy's in the pit. The G-Spot stays out. He's going to risk it, Massive. He's going to got 2 laps to go on these soft tires. He's going to tiptoe around. I wonder if he can make it. So Sketchable's in now. The Schmurz, is he going to go through? He is not going to go through. It looks like Sketchable is going to come out in 2nd place.
Look at Curtis.
No, he's not. He's going to come out in 3rd place. Is Curtis going to...
Victor
Chouse has passed Sketchable. Oh, what a move by Victor Chouse. The undercut worked. He came in at the right time. What a tire strategy from Victor Chouse. Finds himself now in 3rd place. He's not going to be able to, well, actually, Massive, I shouldn't say he can't win this race. Maybe he can. Because the 2 guys that he is following both have on the dry tire. The G-Spot and Schmurzer both on the dry tire. He's 1 second behind the Schmurzer. I think coming down here into Stowe, he's going to be able to make the move. Massive, can he make up 13 seconds in the final lap?
I am going to keep my eye on G-Spot just to see if anything crazy happens. Because he's still got a, what's that, about a lap and a third on these tires to go.
He does. So Victor Chouse is having a hell of a time right now trying to pass the Schmurz. The Schmurz is putting up a hell of a fight. Just a human roadblock out there in the form of a really shitty Sauber. But Victor Chouse is going to get by here down on the hanger straight. That's going to be easy. DRS is still activated for some reason, which is hilarious because the track is clearly wet as hell. So Victor Chouse makes the move into 2nd place. We're coming onto the final lap. Victor Chouse is 12.5 seconds behind the G-Spot. So the G-Spot has got 1 more lap to go. in the last couple of corners alone, Victor Chaus has already made up a second and a half. Oh my God, he's just eating into this lead. Massive. This is the most exciting finish to a race we have ever had. Victor Chaus is now 10 seconds behind the G-Spot. What's going on with the G-Spot up there? Is he just tiptoeing?
Man, he is... Oh, we just passed somebody who spun out in the grass there. I would say Victor's probably catching him at a rate of 2 seconds every 400 meters.
That's very specific. We're down to 9 seconds now. We've got half of a lap left. Very reminiscent scene of Silverstone 2020. Hamilton with 3 wheels being chased down by Verstappen. It's not quite the same. It's intermediate versus the dry tires. Victor Chaus now 8 seconds behind the G-Spot. He's got to make his way through Maggots and Beckett's. This is going to be the hardest part of the track to go through. Can he do it?
I think he's got
part of it. I think he does too. I think he's going to make it through. Victor Chaus gains another half a second. But the G-Spot makes it through Maggots and Beckett's unscathed. He's got a 7-second lead. He's going to make it through, Massive. He's going to make it. He's going to win this race on the hard tire, or the dry tire, as a Mercedes is trying to unlap himself, thinking about crashing into the G-Spot a la Esteban Ocon and Max Verstappen.
Oh, shit.
The G-Spot lets him through very wisely. The G-Spot comes through the final couple of corners on this dry tire. What a race from the G-Spot! With the dry tire, the G-Spot wins the British Grand Prix. What a race for the G-Spot. What a strategy.
I got to clap for that
done.
one. I got to clap.
Doff the cap to the G-Spot. Victor Chaus, with a hell of a strategy himself, comes home in second. Sketchable does not pull off the strategy perfectly, comes home in the final podium position in 3rd place. Man, I thought I was going to struggle making it through this race, Massive, but in the end, the race kept me going.
What happened to Italian?
Well, he DNF'd there on the final lap, and he was on that dry tire. Maybe he ate it.
Yeah,
I don't see his dead body on the track anywhere, though.
He's gone.
Yeah, he is. He's gone. Well, Massive, that was very exciting.
Who would you say is your driver of the day? Is it G-Spot? Is it Victor?
It's got to be the G-Spot. I love what Victor Chaus did. I thought his strategy was questionable at best, but the thing is, you and I don't know what the weather situation is, so it makes it very hard. Maybe we should stop questioning what people's strategy is.
I tell you what, a great baked good is for a rainy day.
Tell me.
Pumpkin pie. I'm just gonna say pumpkin pie.
I am not a fan of the pumpkin flavor. However, I am a supporter of all baked goods, so I would never judge anyone who ate a pumpkin pie. But, boy, I'm gonna have to. I got a lot of baked goods things to talk about. Not next week, but the week after. I will not be here next week. Unfortunately, gonna miss next week's race. I'm gonna miss everybody in the Formula West League's Twitch stream and chat. Hopefully, Massive or Baby Troll will be able to take over for me. If not, then that's too bad. But I will see you again 2 weeks from now. But before we go, let's talk to some of our podium drivers here.
Let's get these fuckers in here.
Let's see what we got. All right. So we got the G-Spot, Victor Chaus, and Sketchable. Who I think Sketchable is going to be a bit saucy after this race, you know what I mean? So let's invite him to our party, the G-Spot there.
I would think if I was in his position, Sketchable that is, even I would be like, all right, yep, hats off to you. Good job.
True. So I can't invite Victor Chaus because he's on the PC and we're not homies. So it looks like it's just going to be the G-Spot and Sketchable. Wow, indeed. All right, so everybody, Sketchable and the G-Spot, if you're joining us, please go check the audio so the rest of the group can hear you. Please check your party audio box.
Checked in.
Checked it. All right. G-Spot, are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Dude, that was incredible. Massive and I were wondering if you were going to go into the pits. You ended up not going into the pits and decided to tiptoe around those final 2 laps. Did you think you were going to be able to hold on and make it?
Yeah, I did. This game usually it takes like pretty a decent amount of time for the dries for it to switch to like actual wets, and I knew
Mm-hmm.
that, so I knew I could, you know, keep it up. I was surprised to see sketchy pit actually, but it worked out in my favor, obviously.
So, you win the opening season or the opening race of the season. Do you feel like this is a springboard for a potential championship fight with our reigning champion, Sketchable?
Uh, I don't know. We'll see. Sketchy's mad rapid. Every race he's always up there. The only thing I have going for me is my consistency, I think, and I'm pretty. I do pretty well with managing my tires, so um, just like this race and other races as well, but this race in particular, I held on to the mediums until they were like 65, I guess. So um, it was a decent stint, and that helped me massively for the last stint. So I think I'm pretty consistent, so I think I'll be able to stay up there in points. It'll be a long season.
Well, I think you're being a little bit humble, a little modest. In addition to your tire saving abilities, you have an excellent voice and you sound like a lovely chap. So, congratulations on winning the opening race of the season on Formula One 23. And we hope to talk to you next week. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for the compliment.
Of course, Sketchable. Now, you have finished P3 in the opening race of the season. You dominated the majority of that race. You started on pole, led away, but in the end, you decided to pit for the intermediate tire. Do you regret that decision now, or do you think it was the right thing to do?
Yes and no. Yes, because I felt at the end of once the rain came down on like 24, the rear was getting very, very loose. So I started to not feel comfortable. And I was like thinking both minds. I'm like, I should pit, but then I would fall behind Curtis and then have to catch XV pitted or didn't pit. And the other mind was like, yeah, I should have and tried it, but I mean, you can't win everything. I say this every weekend. You gotta be happy for what you get. I'm not happy I got third, but with all the effort that I put in, and I feel like I did a good job regardless of the result. But whatever it is, what it is. Congrats, to X. He was there the whole race. I saw him battling with the guys behind me, but when he stayed out, when I pitted with 24 laps to go, I kind of knew deep down I was screwed. So I just got what I got. When I got third, I could have got second, but I decided to just bring the car home and just get points, and then yeah, just get a third place and then move on to the next race.
Well, you had a great race, a great opening race of the season, and you don't sound very upset that you haven't won the race, and it sounds like you have plenty of confidence that you'll be retaining your championship
Yep.
next season. Massive, would you like to ask anything of our returning champion?
Is this the first time that you've placed outside of P1?
Yeah, I have. I've been outside first place before. Mexico was one of them. Saudi was one of them. There's been a lot of races as well where I finished outside first. Talk about my rookie season. I haven't scored a win until like 4 rounds left of the season. So I'm not perfect. I'm not Max. I'm not Max Verstappen here. People assume that, but you just gotta. If they want to believe that, they can believe that. But I think who I am, and I I say if I'm good around here or if I'm just okay. But um, I could see this championship being a lot more challenging, knowing that hearing that logical has gotten faster. X could be a thorn on my side with his good tire management and good calls, and a lot more people can be more of a pain in my this whole season. So I'm looking forward to the season. I'm just happy to at least bring the car home.
Well, it sounds good, Sketchable. Everybody out there, if you heard what Sketchable had to say, he is who he is, but he is not Max Verstappen. So it turns out that Sketchable is not one of the greatest race car drivers of all time, but he is pretty goddamn good. So, Sketchable, thank you so much for joining us tonight. congratulations on your podium, and we will see you next week.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
See y'all next week.
So, we have a message from Victor Chouse, who has invited me to a party. I don't know how this is going to work. Party is being streamed. No idea what's going on here. Victor Chouse, are you there?
Can you hear me, Mr. Donut?
Victor Chouse. I can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, I have no idea if everyone in the chat can hear us, but
Well,
to hell with
I
them.
included my audio in the broadcast, so it should be working.
Okay, well, fair enough, fair enough. So, Victor Chouse, I believe this is the first time we've talked, other than the draft a couple of weeks ago.
No, I didn't
Welcome
even get
to the podium.
I didn't even get to talk in the draft because, again,
Oh.
Xbox Game Bar sucks.
It's not a great system, I will admit, but let's keep the comments to a minimum.
Absolutely.
Victor Chouse, they're trying so hard right now. They're trying so hard. Let's talk about the race. You had a hell of a race, a hell of a strategy. Massive and I did not know what the weather situation was, so we were wondering what on earth you were doing. Turns out you were waiting for the rain.
Honestly, I was hoping that the rain would come a couple laps earlier, because actually the lap I pitted, my fronts were on 80%, so I thought I was about to Jarno Opmeer myself. But fortunately enough, the rain did come in time. Still big shout out to X. I have no idea how he was able to get the car over the line on softs. So great race
Well,
to
you
him.
sure heard him on his interview. He was very confident. He had no worries about getting it over the line on the softs. Actually,
Okay.
he's very confident. I know. I thought the same thing. I thought, wow, this is a very confident young man.
Yeah. But like I took a big risk in the strategy as well because I went with a little more downforce than I had planned on, knowing that the rain would come at a certain time. Kind of cost me a little bit in quali, but P4 I'm still happy with that. I think I would have been able to put up a better fight with Sketchy at the start, but there were some shenanigans with the people running from P2 to P5.
Yes.
A lot of battling, a lot of hot racing action, as you would say. So
Yeah, a lot of unnecessary battling, as Massive and I were commenting on. Everybody was battling while Sketchy was running away with the lead.
yeah.
Perhaps next week there might be a little bit more cooperation amongst that human centipede following behind Sketchy. But Victor Chouse, thank you so much for joining us tonight here. Congratulations on your second place in the race, this first race of the season. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Yeah.
See you, Victor Chouse. So, Massive, we did not get to talk about baked goods tonight. No idea how many people actually even heard you throughout the race tonight, but I had a great time. Thank you so much for joining us. Anything you'd like to say to the people out there in Formula West Leagues land before we go off the line tonight? Yep, Massive's not there anymore. And who even knows if I'm here anymore? I'm talking. If you can hear me out there in Formula West Leagues land, great. If you can't, that's unfortunate. But if you can, I love you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for suffering through all of our technical problems. I will not be here next week, but I will be seeing you in 2 weeks. And until then, I will be thinking about you. I will be missing you. I will be loving you as always. And I cannot wait to see you. Night, everyone.